May 9, 2025, a date etched in history as Russia commemorates the 80th anniversary of its victory over Nazi Germany. Red Square in Moscow transforms into a spectacle of military precision and patriotic fervor, honoring the sacrifices of the past. The atmosphere is electric, filled with the rhythmic cadence of marching troops and the resonant echoes of military bands. Amidst this display of might and remembrance, the presence of international leaders underscores the global significance of the occasion. Among the esteemed guests, a notable figure captures attention: Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso. His arrival marks a significant moment, symbolizing the strengthening ties between Africa and Russia. Dressed in his characteristic military uniform, President Traoré stands as a representation of a new wave of African leadership, assertive, independent, and globally engaged. His participation in the Victory Day celebrations reflects Burkina Faso's evolving foreign policy and its pursuit of diversified international partnerships. As African flags wave alongside others, President Traoré's presence resonates beyond ceremonial significance. It embodies a message of solidarity, mutual respect, and the shared aspirations of nations forging new paths in international relations. In this historic gathering, President Ibrahim Traoré's role is not just that of a guest but a symbol of a broader narrative, one where African voices are increasingly influential on the world stage, advocating for collaboration, peace, and a redefined global partnership. On the eve of Russia's Grand Victory Day celebrations, the skies over Moscow bore witness to a significant arrival. Touching down at Vnukovo International Airport, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso stepped onto Russian soil, marking a pivotal moment in the burgeoning relationship between the two nations. Dressed in his distinctive military fatigues, President Traoré was greeted with full honors, a testament to the respect and importance Russia places on this alliance. This visit wasn't merely ceremonial, it symbolized a deepening bond forged through shared interests and mutual respect. Since assuming power in 2022, President Traoré has actively sought to diversify Burkina Faso's international partnerships. Turning towards Moscow, the two countries have engaged in discussions encompassing military cooperation, energy development, and cultural exchange. The reopening of the Russian embassy in Ouagadougou after more than 3 decades and the deployment of Russian military instructors underscore this evolving partnership. As President Traoré made his way through Moscow, his presence was more than a diplomatic gesture, it was a statement of intent. In a world of shifting alliances, Burkina Faso is charting a new course, one that embraces diverse collaborations while asserting its sovereignty. This visit to Moscow, set against the backdrop of Victory Day, highlights a chapter where history, diplomacy, and shared aspirations converge, signaling a future of strengthened ties between Burkina Faso and Russia. In a sea of dignitaries adorned in tailored suits and ceremonial garb, one figure stood out with striking distinction at Moscow's Victory Day parade: Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso. Clad in his signature military fatigues, complete with a red beret and tactical gloves, President Traoré's presence was both commanding and symbolic. This choice of attire wasn't merely a nod to his military roots, it was a deliberate statement of solidarity with his nation's armed forces and a reflection of his unwavering commitment to Burkina Faso's sovereignty and security. Standing tall at over 6 feet, his imposing figure exuded confidence and resilience. Observers noted how, unlike many of his counterparts, Traoré returned salutes from security officers, a gesture that resonated deeply with those familiar with military customs and discipline. This sartorial choice also harkens back to the legacy of Thomas Sankara, the revered former leader of Burkina Faso, who was known for his modest lifestyle and military attire. By emulating Sankara's dress, Traoré aligns himself with a vision of leadership that prioritizes national pride, self-reliance, and anti-imperialist ideals. In a world where political leaders often adopt Western styles to signify modernity and progress, President Traoré's consistent choice of military dress challenges conventional norms. It serves as a visual assertion of Burkina Faso's independent path and a reminder of the ongoing struggles the nation faces against insurgency and external pressures. As the parade unfolded, Traoré's presence in military attire sent a powerful message, that of a leader deeply connected to his nation's struggles, unafraid to stand apart, and resolute in his mission to safeguard his country's future. The sun set over Moscow's Red Square, the intertwining of African and Russian flags as symbolized more than a ceremonial gesture. It marked a transformative moment in Africa-Russia relations. President Ibrahim Traoré's presence at the 80th Victory Day parade was not merely diplomatic, it was emblematic of a shifting geopolitical landscape. Burkina Faso, under his leadership, has been redefining its international alliances, moving away from traditional Western partnerships towards new collaborations that resonate with its aspirations for sovereignty and mutual respect. In recent years, Burkina Faso has strengthened its ties with Russia, seeking support in areas ranging from military cooperation to economic development. This partnership has been underscored by initiatives such as the reopening of the Russian embassy in Ouagadougou after a 31-year hiatus and the deployment of Russian military instructors to aid in the fight against insurgencies. The collaboration extends beyond security. Discussions have encompassed sectors like energy, infrastructure, and education, reflecting a comprehensive approach to bilateral relations. Russia's commitment to supporting Burkina Faso's development goals signifies a mutual understanding and shared vision for progress. President Traoré's visit to Moscow thus represents more than a diplomatic engagement, it signifies a deliberate step towards forging partnerships grounded in equality and shared interests. As Burkina Faso and Russia continue to deepen their cooperation, this alliance may well serve as a model for other African nations seeking diversified and respectful international relationships. In the broader context, this evolving partnership highlights a potential reconfiguration of global alliances, where African countries assert their agency and pursue collaborations that align with their unique needs and aspirations. As the intertwined flags fluttered against the Moscow skyline, they heralded a future where mutual respect, cooperation, and shared prosperity define the bonds between Africa and Russia.
Stay informed about global events impacting Africa. Like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.